What's going on YouTube? Yo, it is beautiful down here in Houston, Texas. By the way, no matter of fact, first thing first, I am blessed and grateful to be alive, right? Happy Monday, happy November. If you have not, make sure you follow my IG, you follow my Snapchat, also like and subscribe, right? So today, I'm actually gonna post my Zoom meeting that I had with my team last Saturday. So I went over the Delorean strategy. Is a 4-step trading strategy. Like, it's trading one-on-one, right? A 5th grader can do it. So while you're watching this video, what I want you to do is every time I read step 1, pause it and answer it, right? Step 2, pause it and answer it. Step 3, pause it and answer it. Step 4, pause it and answer it, right? It's pretty simple, right? So if you could read, if you say yes and no, if you could tell the difference between an up arrow and a down arrow, if you could read 4 colors, blue, aqua, gray, and red, you can trade, right? So if you have any questions, please DM me, comment below. I will write back. If you want to join my team, click on the link below. I will get an email. I will email you back with my contact so we could hop on a phone call and work on a game plan. That's it. Let me know. Comment below. Stay blessed. Once you get Delorean, you just type in Delorean.im and it will bring you here. Right, and before I even do that, let me go into Go Live. We do have a new educator, Marady. I don't know his name, but yeah. So we actually have 4 educators. We just got a new one. So they all come on early morning, starting at 6 a.m. Eastern time. So Tyrone comes on at 6 a.m. Marady, hope I pronounced that name right, come on at 7 a.m. Eastern time, and then Abel come on at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And Patrick comes on at 9 a.m. Eastern time, starting Monday through Thursdays, right? So definitely plug in, right? How many Delo Nations in here? How many people over here is trading Delorean? Type, let's get it. So usually when I'm on these calls, it's extra money because I already made my money 2 a.m. So Delorean is actually from 2 a.m. Eastern time to 10 a.m. Eastern time, right? So if you have Delorean, make sure you're up at 2 a.m. Eastern time to 10 a.m. Eastern time, right? And then after that, from 6 a.m., you shouldn't be trading by yourself, right? So 6 a.m., you're trading with the professionals. Oh, snap, sorry. 6 a.m., you're trading with the professionals, making your money with them, right? Cool beans. So then let's get started. With me, I usually break things down so everybody can understand. So if you're new, after this call, you definitely gonna understand Delorean, and also look at the chat because I will be throwing my notes on the chat. I will be throwing notes in the chat, right? So let me just explain to you the alert panel, right? So the alert panel is where you get your signals from, starting 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time, right? So right here are the signals, and the red means buy, and the green means, the red means sell, and the green means buy, right? So right here, we have NZD USD, right? 240 minutes means 4 hours. So right here is a 4-hour trade, right? It will tell you the time price was called, the date, and time passed, right? So if you're in a 4-hour trade, you have 4 hours to enter the trade, right? So if you're in a 4-hour trade, you have 4 hours to enter the trade. And if you're in a 15-minute trade, you have 15 minutes to enter a trade, right? So if it's 2 a.m. and UJ was called at 2 a.m., you have up to 2:15 to enter the trade. After that, you're too late. Same thing for the 30 minutes, same thing for the hour, same thing for the daily, right? So if you're new to Delorean and you don't have the buy signal call, take a screenshot of this right now. This is for the 15 minutes, the 30 minutes, and the 1 hour. And this is for the 4 hour and the daily. Okay. And then the shadows. The shadows are usually controlled by Patrick, Abel, and Tyrone. And I think hopefully the new person, right? So you would get your alert panels right here, right? And these are sometimes, these are majority of the time long-term trades. So these are long-term trades, right? So again, the green means buy, the red means sell, and the yellow, if you see a yellow, the yellow means that, okay, right here, the yellow means that it's been updated, right? So these are long-term trades. So let's get it. Now let's get into Delorean 101. Let me go to my PowerPoint. But I got to update this for the new person. So with me, I like to interact. So if y'all can interact in the chat. So when you see a blue arrow going up, what are we doing? When you see a blue arrow going up, we are buying. Let's get it. When you see a red arrow going down, we're gonna sell, right? So when you see a blue arrow going up, we're gonna buy. And when you see a red arrow going down, we are going to sell, right? So let's go in the chart. So right here, what arrow do we see right here? Buy. So we're looking for the buy, right? So the first thing, what I tell my my team is always make sure when you see a blue arrow going up, the previous candle to the left must be blue, right? So if you see a blue arrow, the previous candle to the left also must be blue. I want this to match a blue arrow and a blue candle, right? So so right now we all said buy. We're gonna go to the buy signal, right? So another thing what I do for my team is, since they're new, I have them write down 4 colors. I have them write down. So if this is your first time taking Delorean, you want to write down gray, you want to write down aqua, you want to write down red, and you want to write down blue. Write those 4 colors down if you're new. And what I do first, I always ask them what color you do not see in this chart. So what color we do not see? This is the gray. This is the aqua. This is not blue, right? And this is the red. And then we have the blue, right? And this red right here is the price. So we're not talking about this red. So please do not get confused. We're not talking about this red. We're talking about this red, right? And the color we do not see is a blue. So what I have them do is that when they go into the Delorean trade and they don't see one of the EMA's colors, cross it out. So we don't see no blue. So we're only focused on the gray, aqua, and red at the moment. And I will explain the yellow later on. So for the buy signal, it says, look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the blue candle bigger than the red? So we're only focused on the two candles to the left of the arrow. So just these two. And it asks you, is the blue candle bigger than the red? Let me hear you in the chat. Let me hear you in the chat. Let's get it. So, right, the blue arrow, the blue candle is bigger than the red, right? So you need 4 yes for Delorean. You need 4 yes to take a trade. 1 no, we're not taking a trade, right? And for my new people who just joined, what happened is the same size. It was the same size. You could, if it was the same size, I guess it's not bigger. But usually I never seen a arrow that's the same size. I never see a candle that's the same size. I've been training for 3 months, so I guess that's a good thing. But if it's the same size, you know, best thing to do is don't take it, right? Well, so wait until you get one that's bigger. But good question, right? But so yeah, so for my new people, I'm gonna explain to you. This right here is called the wick, and this is called the body, right? This is called the wick, and this is called the blue. It's called the body. The blue red is called the body, and this stick is called the wick, right? So just in case you didn't know, but again, we're only focusing on the two candles to the left of the arrow, right? So step number 2, does the red line cut through both candle body, right? I want to hear my new people. Does the red line cut through both candle body? Okay. Let's get it. Let's get it. Good job. Good job. The red line is cutting through both candle body, right? If the red line is cutting through the wick, we don't want it. We want it cutting through the both candle body to the left of the arrow, right? So step 2 is a yes. So for step number 3, is the gray, aqua, or blue lines closely below the 2 candles to the left of the arrow? But I'm gonna switch it up right now. So listen closely. Is the gray, aqua, or blue lines closely below or cutting through the 2 candles to the left of the arrow, right? And closely below, for my Delo Nation, closely below is how many pips? Let's get it. Let's get it. Closely below means 10 pips, right? So like I said, there's no blue EMA. We crossed out the red EMA because the red already passed. So we're only focusing on the gray and the aqua at the moment. We're only focusing on the gray and the aqua. So tell me, what EMA lines or what color, if you don't know what EMA means, what color is closely below or cutting through? Let's get it. Let's get it. The aqua, right? So the aqua is cutting through, right? With Delorean, with me, I don't know about the rest of, I don't know about everybody else, but me, I only take a trade when the aqua is cutting through, right? Because I take the best trade. So I want to make sure the aqua is cutting through. Those are my best trades, right? So let me ask you a question. The aqua is right here. If the aqua was below right here, 20 pips, are you taking a trade? If the aqua was on 20 pips, are we taking a trade? No. If the aqua was cutting the wick, is that still a good trade? Yes, right? And if the aqua is cutting through, that's the best trade. That's when I go a little bit crazy. Right? So good job. So step number 4, right? So step number 4 is actually for me, it's very important, right? Like I always stress the fact, what's step number 4, right? So like I said, we just crossed out the aqua because the aqua passed. So now we're only focused on one EMA color, right? So step number 4 determines your type 1 and your type 2 trades, right? So it says, make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely above price. My Delo people, how much is closely above price? How many pips is closely above? $25. $10. Okay, so like for me, like closely above price is from 15 to 20, right? Anything from 15 pips and higher, right? Because you want space for profit, right? Because if there's the EMA lines, if there's any EMA lines right here near price, it's going to consolidate. It's just going to go in sideways. You don't want that. You want space for profit. So you want at least 15 going up, right? So let's say right here, this is 30 pips. Is this a good trade? This is 30 pips. Yes, right? Cool. So if I'm not sure if anybody knows, do anybody know the difference between a type 1 trade and a type 2 trade? It's cool. I'm gonna throw in the chat. So trend counter and counter trend. Yo, let's get it. So, right. Wait, let me go to my notes. Where's my trades being had? Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the chat. So a type 1 trade is when you have EMA lines above and below the sell, right? And then let me do a type 2 trade. I threw in the chat. So a type 1 trade is when you have EMA lines above and below the sell. And a type 2 trade is when you have no lines above the buy or below the sell. Right? So where am I? What am I doing? Sorry. But so let me know, is this a type 1 trade or a type 2 trade? Type 1. Let's get it. So right. So a type 1 trade, your TP is actually easy to see. Right? Man, I should have did this on a live trading view. So for a type 1 trade, your TP will go right here. Your TP will go right here, right? That's for a type 1 trade. And then for a type 2 trade, your TP will go to the previous market structure high, which I'll probably show you later on. Type of 7, if that makes sense. Type of 7, if that makes sense. Let's get it. So, right. So, Royal Rich, yeah, good job. So trend and counter trend, right? So when there's, for a type 1 trade, it's usually you're going against the trend, right? And for a type 2 trade, you're trading with the trend, right? So if you don't see any EMA lines above it, that means you're trading with the trend, right? If you see EMA lines like right here, you're trading against the trend, which is kind of more risky, but you know, for Delorean, it still be smacking, right? So we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more event. I also want to go over, you know, setting up your chart. What time is it? Okay. We're gonna do always setting up your chart, right? I mean, before we even continue, do anybody have any questions? You could now you could unmute yourself, or you could type in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. Cool beans. Cool. Bet. So we're gonna do one more. What arrow do you see here? Can I make this bigger? I need a real PowerPoint. All right. What arrow do you see here? The red, right? So we are going to sell. We are going to sell. So we're gonna go to the sell signal, and we're gonna read it. So let's speed it up real quick. Look at the two candles to the left of the arrow. Is the red candle bigger than the blue? Is the red candle bigger than the blue? We're focusing on the two candles to the left of the arrow. I just got this MacBook. My old computer got the real PowerPoint, but I'm gonna get it soon. I'm gonna get it soon. But all right. So I got a lot of yeses, right? But to be honest, it's the wrong side. Let's get it. Let's get it. So great job. So y'all remember when I first said in the beginning, the blue arrow must match the previous one to the left, right? So the red arrow, this previous one must match the red, right? But this is blue, but it's okay. Y'all said yes. I say no. Mel said no, but it's okay. We're going to continue, right? So y'all say yes. Remember, we only need one no to take a trade. But for step number one, y'all said yes. So I'm going to go with the yes. And so for step number two, it says, does a red line cut through both candle body? Does the red line cut through both candle body to the left of the arrow? No, no. So we already know we're not taking this trade, but we're going to finish this. Good job. Is the gray, aqua, or blue lines closely below the two candles to the left of the arrow or cutting through? Is the gray, aqua, or blue lines closely above the two candles or cutting through? No. Like, this trade is trash. So who's taking this trade? Let me know. Who's taking this trade? That's a fact. Not me. I'm not taking this trade either. Okay.